Ego trips me up from stepping out of my comfort zone and being consistent out of fear of failure and perfectionism that could possibly lead to embarrassment. So many people in the world are so hell-bent on stroking their ego that no one is even realizing how much it prohibits us from evolving and growing, or even what type of effects it may have on our relationships with those closest to us. There's so many parents failing to apologize to their children when they've made mistakes. There's so many of us not wanting to try anything new out of fear of failure. Men and women failing to take accountability for their actions and putting others down just so they can feel good about themselves. And this is something that I like to call ego abuse. I'm starting to feel like when we abuse our ego and we cling on to it, it is really out of insecurity. That might seem contradicting when you realize that the first definition of the word is simply relating to a person's self-esteem or self-importance. But just like anything else, if we have to cling onto something just to make ourselves feel better without regard or caring about how it may affect someone else, never caring about the opportunities we may miss out on or how much we may hurt other people that we care about, and then that's when it becomes less about how you self-identify or how much self-esteem you have, and more about trying to fulfill what's missing. Like, a truly confident person can congratulate someone who won what they lost, face accountability, and fail multiple times while still remaining confident. Have you ever heard of a sore loser or seen someone act irrational because they were embarrassed? Those are examples of someone with a bruised ego. As a remedy, some people like to use the term ego death. And although I believe that when we abuse our ego, it can have significant effects, I just don't agree with trying to destroy your ego in its entirety, because we need it. Ego isn't something that should be dismissed or seen as an evil trait. Things are never that black and white. Having an ego is like having emotions. The same way that we experience sadness and anger that can be balanced by joy and serenity is the same way that the destructive part of our ego can and should be balanced by the side that allows us to stand on principles, stick to our morals, and be confident in who we are. Ego is just one of those things you gotta use and not let it use you.